This is the St. Johns County Real Estate Auction Report brought to you by Vanta Quality Assets. You can find us at vantallc.com. Investors welcome. Now, let's go to court. And at the courthouse steps, I had some people write to me and say, "Hey, yo, Al, get to the point. Get to the point." Well, yeah, I attend these auctions, and I'd like to actually show everything that went on as best as I can, short of actually recording the auction itself, which I cannot do because it's a court of law, and I wouldn't do it anyway because I want you to be there. Anyway, this was the only home that actually sold. Nice property, pretty interesting area, right around Julington Creek. Sold for $175. There was a lot of bidding. We bid, but we bid low. There's some issues with this home, so we didn't really go into it too much. And the home itself sold for $175, $100. As you can see here, the zest of it, it's about a little over $250. So that was pretty good. Okay, so that's the home that sold. Happy? Let's go to the next home. This is the next home. It did not sell, of course. Okay, went back to the bank. But it's 7360 County Road 208. Pretty nice little lot here. And let's go to the next home. Next home. Pretty interesting little home, 0030. Let's look at that. Quite interesting. Actually, looks like a little McMansion. 1801 Rear Admiral Lane. Quite a few things going on with Rear Admiral Lane. Okay, next home. CA 120623. 0623 2005 Rivers Own Road. Sorry about the noise in the background, it's the cleaners. This one actually canceled. Okay, next home. So, but it's 2005 Rivers Own Road, just to let you know. And 1246 CA 1246 is the next home. Okay, I think that would be coming here, unless I'm psychic. And actually I am psychic, and that canceled too. So we had two cancellations here. Okay, but this estimate was $294. Here's the address here. Gotta love those cleaners. Gotta love those cleaners. Next home sold. You know which one that was. If you don't, look at the beginning of this dissertation. Next home, 0230. 0230. 30 Jessica Lynn Place. Very nice little home. Actually, it's, overlooking the ocean here. Did it sell? Well, it didn't. Oh, by the way, this sold $34,000. Don't pay attention to that. We looked into that. It's a mistake. But, Zillow does that. So you got to be very careful with Zillow. Okay, the estimate is $886. Look at the plaintiff total. It canceled. They were drooling over this. Drooling. We were all drooling. Okay, CA 130435. That was a real big letdown, let me tell you something. 120 Bedstorm Drive. Actually, I heard some of the pros saying, this sucks. They just said that. I was kind of laughing. I was like, well, what do you expect? It's an auction. Again, this home did not sell. Its estimate was $209. Went back to the bank. And the next home here canceled, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. It's the last home in the auction today, which was 1843 Langard Drive. Okay, and that's basically all she wrote when it comes to the auction. I thank you. And in other news, we got Mitch Shedlock again. Good guy, really knows his stuff. Not the greatest auditor, but hey, neither am I. So, but very intelligent person, really knows his stuff. He talks about the post-foreclosure hell. This is a more personal note. I mean, as investors, you know, we buy foreclosures, but we really don't think about the person that actually foreclosed. And some of them foreclose without consulting a lawyer. It's a good read. You got to check this out. It's basically, if you're going to foreclose, consult a lawyer, please, because as you see here, many thousands of Americans who lost their homes in the housing bust but have since begun to rebuild their finances. Everything's fine, right? Suddenly is facing a new foreclosure nightmare. Debt collectors are chasing them down for the money they still owe. See, we do our research, we do our due diligence, we look at documents that say with prejudice, without prejudice. People don't know this stuff. They get into trouble. So it's a nightmare. Pretty good read. Miss Shedlock, excellent person. Now, I'm going to go right into charts, because what a picture says a thousand words. Then Market Watch here talks about the rate for 30-year fixed mortgage hitting the 17-month low. Some places say 16 months, some places 17. That triangle we were talking about, that triangle. Here, let me bring it up. Here, and I'm bringing it up for you. It's right here. Do you remember this triangle we were talking about? This is a 5-year chart of the 30-year fixed. I show this all the time in my videos. I said there's a pennant or flag forming, and if it breaches one of the trend lines, which is the trend line is here, the other trend line is here, forming a pennant or flag or different names for it. If it breaches it, especially the fact that it's been so long, I mean, we're talking about this whole pennant is about 1 year, just about a little over a year long. It's going to blow to either the upside or the downside. It looks like it's blowing to the downside. Now 3.93 is the 30-year fixed. Time to get a mortgage. Yeah, they're trying to build up that housing market. I mean, they have to build it up. Now, let's do a little comparison, okay? Here we have the Dow Jones U.S. Home Construction Index in yellow, okay? This, what you're looking at is a 3-year chart, and I'm comparing it to the S&P 500, which, by the way, most of the charts look that way. If you notice the index itself, the low was in 2013, which was around August, September 2013. We're in October of 2014. It's not really quite the low as far as home construction is concerned. Okay, so this could actually still go further down to the 2013 August, September lows and still be within the trend line. Although it looks like, as far as this particular index is concerned, it looks like it is also forming a pennant. Looking to the future, I believe once a pennant or a flag is formed, the blow will be to the upside due to inflation, dollar devaluation. I'm not going to get into that though. Let's get back to the charts. One last chart I want to show. I'm getting a little fancy now. This chart, I can actually show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is the S&P 500. When I talk about trend lines, what I'm talking about is stuff like this. You see this low here, 1158.66 right here. I'm going to start there, kind of draw a trend line up, and as you can see, you know, it depends on how you draw the trend line, how accurate you are or whatever. Wherever the points hit or close to hit that trend line, close to it, okay, that's where it gives you an idea that the trend is still up. Well, the trend has been broken quite severely, might I add. This yellow line here is called the 200-day moving average. Yes, this week marks the week of the start of what I believe is yet another crash, bear market, call it what you want. Personally, I think we never really were in recovery. We were just in a stealth recovery that was promulgated by money printing after money printing after money printing. And that's just my opinion. And that's all she wrote when it comes to the news. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's court. Take your hats off. And by the way, bid well and have no fear. Until next time.